Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. I hope wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, you're able to take just a moment and relax. If you are new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. I am trying to hit 5,000 subscribers, and I would appreciate it. Let's talk about Tower, everyone. And we're going to go ahead and do a full breakdown on every single floor of Tower. Starting at the 14th floor, we'll start talking about unit composition and breakdown, specific strategies I'm planning on employing, and we'll talk about little things that might hold you up as you are trying to climb. Now, when you're doing the lower floors, floors 1 through 10 should be no problem for anyone. That's going to be where you can utilize all the thieves that you've had leveled. You can utilize Zazan, Belo. Monsters are going to be like level 20, level 25. They should be no problem to mop up. You should be saving your primary team for floor 15 and above. And when you get to floor 10 to 15, your B team should probably be coming out and helping you clear out the fodder. Important thing to note here, if you do have an evasion team, you can do floors 1 through 10 quite easily without taking any damage. Just move in, manual it, automatically attack the enemies or manually attack the enemies. Don't use any abilities, and you should be able to clear it relatively easily. For those of you who might be a little bit more free to play, or who maybe haven't been playing the game as long, who maybe you have an Engelbert and an Ayaka, but you don't have a Ketone, a Shadowlynx, and a Sir O. That's fine. We're going to talk about sort of the lower tier units that you can implement to make your climb easier, and some strategies for the lower floors as well. On your first floor, you're going to want to bring Earth Element units, anything level 20. This is going to be your quickly leveled fodder. This is the cannon fodder. So for the first 3 floors, you just throw anything you have at it. The enemies are level 20. You should one-shot them, even if you've been playing the game only for a month. Third floor, you're going to want to bring water units. That would be Severo, Zazan, any other water unit you can think of. Fourth floor, wind units. Defense piercing would be nice, not necessary though. Really important note here, there is a metal cactar that will do 1,000 needles if it's hit 3 times. So we do just need to make sure to one-shot that. Your opponents are going to be level 25 on the 4th floor. On the 5th floor, this is going to be the first time that you see the level actually jump here. So every 5 floors, you are going to encounter sort of a quote-unquote difficult floor. So on Tower Floor 5, it's going to be Water, Lightning, and you're going to want to bring Magic. So Severo's going to be really good, Shootzelt's going to be really good. Your opponents should be pretty easy. Woo! Sorry guys, I'm yawning. But again, you should come in a little bit more prepared. You might want to throw in an MR unit or 2, and you just want to make sure to take them out. Important note for the 5th, 10th, and 15th floors. All of these floors, the monsters are the same element. Once you hit the 5th floor or the 10th floor, the opponents are going to be multi-element. So just be aware of that when I'm saying bring water and lightning. It's probably because you're going to be facing fire and whatever else lightning is good against. Water. Sorry, it took me a second there. 6th floor, you're going to want to bring light element and Esena. Your opponents are going to be level 35. I think Fina would be really good for this. Grace would be really good for this. Any other healer that you want to bring would be absolutely fine that has access to Esena. 7th floor, starting to get serious here, but with Dark Element and Slashing, you should be able to clear your way through easily enough with Gafgarian on Shadowlynx. Enemies are level 35 at this point. 8th floor, you're going to need to bring Fire units and Piercing. Your opponents are level 40. I really think units that are going to be good on this floor will be like Adelard and Miche. If y'all don't have Miche leveled, I think he's a very valuable unit for this climb. With his 75% cast time reduction, he is just a beast, and I've been enjoying using him a lot. For the 9th floor, you're going to want to bring a water physical unit. So I put Severo here on accident. You're going to want something more like Ramada. You're going to want to bring Elemental Killer and Aquatic Killer. And your opponents are going to be about level 40. The 10th floor is when things start getting serious again. You are going to want to bring Pierce, and your opponents are going to be level 65. This would be a floor where I would start bringing MR units. I would maybe bring your first UR unit or 2 in here, just so that you could help clear this out. The 10 EX floor that's going to get unlocked from you clearing the 10th floor, it's actually its own special event, so you don't actually need to worry about not using your UR units, because any abilities you use on the 10 EX floor is going to be reset. So basically the 10 EX floor is essentially separate from tower. You are going to want to do it before you climb up, though. Your opponents are level 60, and you can actually end the match by just having a high agility, high movement unit move onto the summon circle. You are going to want to take out the mage if you aren't able to do that, because if a mage steps on the summon circle, you are going to get a whole flock of float eyes that are going to appear, and you might actually have a little bit of trouble with this floor. The 11th floor, you're going to want to bring a wind element. It says to bring sharp shot. Honestly, I think you should probably save your sharp shot if you have Lucia. I think you should probably use something like Lilith or any other ranged attack user. We're starting to get serious now on the 12th floor, and this is going to be my first recommendation of Reaper Killer. If you don't have the card that adds Reaper Killer on it, you probably do, and I would recommend you level it because it does give you a nice 25% bonus damage against skeleton units. You're going to want to bring light element units. The enemy here on this floor does absorb HP, so that is something to be aware about. They do have, you are going to want to bring Dark Resist, and if you have it, Elemental Killer as well. 13th floor is going to be a bunch of zoos, and this is going to be an exception to the normal rule of opponents being higher level than normal. The reason they're going to be higher level is because they are zoos, and there's less of them. They're going to be level 65 and one level 70 zoo. Any ice element unit here is going to be good. Your opponents are going to be wind element, so just be aware of that. Bird Killer, if you have it, can also be very effective here. And now we are at the 14th floor, and the 14th floor is where things start getting serious. You'll notice that I started listing enemy compositions down here. So you're going to want to bring fire element users, and you're going to want to bring magic resistance. So when I think about that, I think about like Adelard, Ishtola, I think about Engelbert, I think about King Elda. You're going to notice also, you're going up against Medina here, and you're going to start noticing hero characters appearing on the different floors, because you're actually going to have to fight them. And what's really getting scary here, because I'm sure there's people who are like, oh, a bunch of level 60 enemies, that doesn't look too scary, my UR team is just going to wipe them out. That's actually not true. You have to think about it in terms of what they can do to your team. If you let all of them attack one of your units, they are going to elemental chain like nobody's business, and the chain modifier is going to maximize so quickly that your unit is going to take severe damage. So you need to play smart, you need to play on manual, you need to push slowly. If you have magic resistance, if you have ice resistance, like that new MR Ice Resistance Mobius card that you all have, you should be equipping it for this floor. 15th floor, this is going to be that Reaper Killer I'm going to recommend once more. Since it is the 15th floor, we are going to see a level jump to level 70. You're also going to notice this is the first floor where status ailments become really serious here. So these black mages are going to have the capability to use Toad on you. This is your #1 priority to take them out. You're going to want some type of black mage as well in your party. I'm going to recommend bringing Ryu. I think the reason I would bring Ryu is to try and snipe these black mages. And I would also recommend bringing a tank of some sort. And I would not bring Mont because of these level 70 wind skeletons. I think I would be much more comfortable bringing my Nasha, or even maybe having my Sid tank them a little bit. Reaper Killer right here, going to be your good friend. And then if you want to do Toad Resist, you can use the Wazette card. It is pretty easy to level, and all of you guys should have it. Might as well throw that on someone who's going to be near the black mages. Make sure you're doing initial placement so you can plan who's going to be near the black mages and have Toad cast on them, would be my best advice. Oh, missile resistance too, because of course you're going up against Curry and Liarte. Nobody wants to get smacked by Liarte and Curry, so just put on shooting resistance. You should all have shooting resistance with the current state of the game right now. 16th floor, we do have Tyrell and we have Uni here. And you're going to notice we have a lot of water element archers here. We also have some water element black mages, water element ninja. You're going to want to bring your lightning units. You're going to want to bring missile resistance. If you have water resistance at all, you're going to want to bring it. I think this floor is going to be really easy for people because of the amount of people that have Sid. Sid will dominate on this floor, so will Frederica, so will Sir O. And Shoots Out finally pulling up the back end. Honestly, I think this floor is not too much to worry about. I think the amount of players that have a strong lightning unit, Salir as well, for example, are going to be able to mop the floor. So take an easy floor on floor 16. Don't worry too much about it. Floor 17, your Salir and your Sir O are going to be used against you. Unfortunately, you are going to have to vanquish Sir O. I would definitely be saving Mont for this floor. I think this is really where Mont is going to shine. I could see Lorenzo also being really powerful. Murmur following it up here could be very good as well. Spear users. So this floor is pretty much made for Lorenzo, right? Earth element and spear users is what you want. You're going to be going up against a paladins here. You're going to be doing a couple samurais. Basically, I think you're going to want to be aware. I might bring Esena on this floor because of the samurai ability to add status ailments. Honestly, though, I think this floor will be pretty easy for people as well. I think everyone has a viable Earth unit since they all have Mont leveled. Definitely going to be an easy floor for us. The 18th floor, you're going to have to take very seriously. And I would say this is the floor that's going to wipe you if you don't pay attention. Now, you're going to need to bring a slashing unit, magic unit, and piercing unit. Why do I say that? Well, the opponents are sorted by weakness. So when you are doing your initial placement, you need to check your opponents, see what they're weak to, and deploy your team accordingly. Remember, because this is tower, their resistances can be different than what you might expect. So it's very important that you actually go into eyeball mode or whatever the overlay view mode is, check your opponent's resistances, and on floor 18 in particular, check the resistances of your opponents. Floor 19 is going to be the first appearance of Charm, and floor 19 is going to be a bit of a doozy as well. You're going to need Pierce resistance. I'm not sure if it's Pierce resistance or Missile resistance here. The notes did say Pierce resistance, and I'm wondering if all of these units have pole arms. Honestly, though, I think they were probably meant to put Missile resistance, and my Google Translate translated it wrong. So not 100% on this. You might want Missile resistance. That would make sense to me. They're all Spellblade users. You're going to want magic resistance. It says you're going to want non-elemental damage to me, which also seems weird. I think just regular magic damage, just sort of regular sort of magic resistance, magic damage is going to get you through this floor. That's going to be like Medina, Miranda. If you do have UR mages, you are going to want to bring them out here. Salir, this would be a great floor for Ayaka to Holy on. Well, maybe not, since they're light element. But you understand it. Dark elements will also thrive here, so Gefgarion, Stern, Shadowlynx. Overall, I think this floor is just going to be dangerous for Charm. Definitely a manual and move slowly. 19 EX, guys. We're probably going to be making a separate video covering Tower Floor 19 EX. What's going to be really important is that you bring status ailment cures, because you're going to be fighting against 2 level 90 Marlboros here. And notice the amount of wind element opponents. You are not going to want to bring Mont here. Bringing Mont is going to be a no-go for this floor. You're going to want to bring slashing resistance. Notice there's 3 Iron Giants, a Ninja, and Stern. 2 Ninjas, actually. Stern and 3 Iron Giants. That's a no-brainer. Bring slashing resistance, put Iron Giant on one of your characters. If you can, you want to put a little bit of blunt resistance. Your opponent is going to be 2 Marlboros, 3 Iron Giants, 2 Monks, and 2 Ninjas. Watch out for the AoE from the Iron Giants and the Marlboros. I would say spread your team out immediately when you get into this map. And I think for most of us, we will be able to beat it. However, make sure you're bringing ice units. If you have Nasha, this is really where Nasha, Victoria, and Medina are going to shine. Well, you don't have to save the limit break because it's an EX. Sorry, guys, I was thinking completely separate here. Remember that EX, you get all of your abilities back. So Medina for her LB is going to be very powerful here. Victoria, Nasha, Engelbert, Ayaka. Get them all in and try and clear this floor. Finally, we do have the 20th floor. There's going to be a couple 99s in here, specifically Medina, Eileen, and Engelbert. If you have defense piercing, you're going to need it for Engelbert. If you saved Lucia, now's the time to bring Lucia out. You're going to want to bring your cures in. You're going to want to bring Sharp Shot for the guaranteed hit. I'm going to guess that's for Medina right here. I'm going to guess she's pretty evasive. And overall, you should be able to clear this out with the rest of your units. So we made it, guys. We made it through the tower guide. Some things to think about. You can't bring items. Save your healing until you need it. Don't use it on a unit that's sacrificable. And make sure you have multiple units with Esuna. Save Sharpshoot until you need it. Save Defense Piercing until the final floors. Maybe roll out Lucia last. That's my strategy. EX floors let you go in fully healed. Something to think about there. And if you aren't already, make sure you're leveling your residents this week with your, or these next couple days with your other units so that you can help prepare them to at least survive the lower floors a little bit easier in tower. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you drop a comment down in the YouTube section. You can come check out our Discord and hang out with us. I do stream every night. Since tonight's Sunday, I do stream a little bit earlier, so that's 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And if you guys are planning on purchasing Visior, make sure you use my Amazon coin affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. Thanks so much, everyone.